what is this opportunity, if we get the good news, what does this mean on a big stage for somebody looking in on a World Cup?
Yeah, obviously, one of the biggest moments of my career was when I went to the World Cup in 2006 in Germany. And what I didn't even get to play, but it was one of the best experiences of my life because it was people from all over the world just came to the cities that had hosted the games. And everybody's in a festive atmosphere, mood, they just out to enjoy soccer. And, you just walk the streets and you just see so much diversity and everyone just there to have a good time. And, if we're able to win the bid this Thursday, I mean, that it's going to be something special for the city to host a major event. We're used to hosting a lot of major events, but to be able to host the world's biggest event is going to be pretty special.
When I've heard Canetti kind of lay out what it means in simple terms to the average viewer fan out there of what World Cup means, and he says it's like multiple Super Bowls. From not only the games, even days there aren't games, there's people watching, people here at Pitch 25, the economic impact. I mean, there's so many moving parts by landing and becoming a World Cup city, it seems like.
Yeah, so every host city is going to host a minimum of 5 games. And every game, I'm sure Chris said this, but is like a Super Bowl. So it's like having 5 Super Bowls in the course of 3 weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks in your city. And so I think the amount of people that are going to be coming in for these games, the amount of excitement, it's going to be probably a crowning moment for a lot of people when it comes to sports. Just being able to experience that type of environment here in our own city or in our own backyard.
What if you're in front of officials from FIFA and you're selling Houston one final time before they make their decision, why, in your estimation, because you know the city well, you know what soccer means to the city, what would your selling point be, and would it be a difficult one to do based on what Houston's been able to pull off?
My final selling beat was look at our city. It's indicative of the entire world. We are the most diverse city in the states. Yep. Probably, you could probably argue maybe up there in the world. We've hosted more major sporting events than any other city in our country over the past 5-10 years, and I think that when you look at that, we are a big city. People love it here. And I think the people here, for me, that's one of the things that sold me on this city. It's not a beautiful city when you look, and it's a flat city and it's hot.
Yeah.
But what keeps me around is the people, and the diversity that we do have here.
I want to ask you back on your experience. What did it mean for you? Because obviously, a big part of the Dynamo championships, but to wear the USA jersey. Walk me through the emotions of that, because that's the pinnacle of any soccer player, and you're playing in a World Cup, being part of a World Cup experience. What does that mean for you?
When you kind of put it in terms, you're one of the top 23 to 26 guys in the country, right? Going to represent your country in the world's biggest sporting event. And so to be able to kind of wear that jersey, there's a tremendous amount of pride. Like I said, I didn't get to play in the last World Cup, but one of my most special moments as a soccer player was standing on the field singing our national anthem in a game we played against Italy. And for some reason, that moment just reflected and be like, wow, come a long way from, a small kid in the middle of the Pacific to representing the United States in Germany in the biggest sporting event. And so, for me, it wasn't even just about, getting on the field. It was just about being part of a team and representing the country that was the most special to me.
Lastly, you're here at Pitch 25. You own this place. It's obviously a hotbed for soccer fans and all sports fans.
Yes.
Just like we're here today, there's a bunch of fans from Peru cheering on. I mean, that's a kind of a small sample size, if you will, of what it could be like if a World Cup games come here and what the atmosphere is going to be like in the city.
Yeah, if you've ever been here for any major sporting soccer event or Astros playoff run, you know the type of passion that this place produces. And one of my favorite things about the 2018 World Cup when we just opened was every day you would see a different demographic. You see the Brazilians come in, you'd see the Peruvians come in, you'd see the Germans come in, the French come in, and that's what this sport's all about, and bringing different cultures together to kind of have a good time and celebrate sport. And this next World Cup, we're looking to kind of extend our footprint here and have a big outdoor party as well. So, Houstonians love the sport. Obviously, a lot of people are from a lot of different countries around the world, and sport's their number one. Soccer's their number one sport. And so, thankfully, we've been able to create a place that everybody feels they can come and feel safe and celebrate, their team's victory or their team's defeat.
Final question, I promise.
Yeah.
Gut feeling on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
What do you feel? Is it just a crapshoot? Just nobody really knows until it's time. That clock hits 4 o'clock.
Nobody knows except for FIFA, right? But you know what? I think we, like Chris said, we've done everything we needed to do. I think when you look at the merits of every city, we are definitely at the top. Maybe we don't have the location of LA or New York, but when you come to check every other box, Houston does check every box, and one of the top cities in at that. So, I'm confident, but you don't want to be overconfident and get crushed. So, we're kind of going into it with slightly
cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll find out on Thursday, man. Always good to catch up, man.
Thanks, Randy. I appreciate it.